One of the advantages of us being involved in that process is that there are 11 member states of the OECS. Imagine each member state trying to source computers as they get the funds and as they are able to find suppliers. Everybody doing it in their own space. What we've done, just as we do with medicines, because for the last 30 years we bought medicines for the OECS collectively, what's called pool procurement, we are doing that with the devices. So when we order, placing an order for 20,000, 40,000 computers is a different thing from ordering 1,000 today, 200 the next week, and so on, because we can get the best prices and the best value by bulk procurement, and then we distribute to the member states. Several member states have already been received. I'm not sure if St. Lucia has received, Minister, but St. Vincent's shipment came in just last week. So St. Lucia is online to receive. In relation to the internet, we were very happy to see at the OECS that the government of St. Lucia has made an arrangement with Cable and Wireless for at least 5,000 families to receive broadband and ICT at their homes. Now that is critically important because if you think of what has happened since the pandemic, whereas before we went outside of our homes to do everything, we worship in churches, we studied in school, we exercised in the gym, we partied in the disco. What has happened since COVID? Lockdown. We have to learn at home, we have to worship at home, we have to exercise at home. So the home has now become a central location where things must happen. And we need to organize our social protection and support mechanisms around the home in such a manner that our homes are not disadvantaged. Now that brings into focus the question of those homes that are disadvantaged, where you have single mothers, where you have unemployed parents, right? It is our responsibility, and when I say ours, I mean the governments as well as the OECS, as well as the businesses and community organizations, to rally around the home so as to strengthen the home. So that's why we are pleased to hear about this initiative in St. Lucia. At the OECS, we have partnered with UNICEF and the International Telecommunications Union, as well as the OECS Telecoms Organization, in a project called the Giga Project, which is meant to provide and negotiate broadband at the lowest possible rate for all schools in the OECS. We've completed phase 1, where we have mapped on a geographic information system all the school locations. We've tested the bandwidth where there is bandwidth to see whether it is adequate. Now that was pre-COVID. Now that COVID has hit and we have had schools closed, we are looking at how that project can be extended in the future so that not just schools will have bandwidth, but at least every community will have bandwidth. And that is where the initiatives being done by governments in the OECS have to be aligned with the initiatives that we are doing. So while you have in St. Lucia internet access points in communities, I believe the Taiwanese are involved in some of that, we now need to ensure that we bring all of this together so that we can guarantee adequate bandwidth in the communities, and using our regulatory authority, liberalize the internet further so that all homes can get affordable internet. Right now, internet at home is as important as water to your home. So we're very clear on this. And the last thing is in relation to teacher training. To help teachers, we have signed an agreement with the Joint Board of Teacher Education to design a new qualification that would enable teachers to get a certificate, be a qualified teacher. Just as you have qualified teachers in your primary school, there's a special qualification coming now for online learning and teaching, because it's a very different pedagogy, a different approach. I have personally observed some of the classes that have been taking place, and your children would know what I'm talking about, right? Even if your parents may not know that truth. But you are asked to log on to school, you log on. Some of you have your cameras off, or even when the camera is off, you're doing something else. You're not following what the teacher is saying on the computer. Not so? Am I lying? So the point here is that how we engage you through the computer has to be something that really grabs your attention, because I'm sure if I come on these devices this evening and tell you all, let's play a game, all of you will be on, and way beyond the hours, you'll want to be playing the game. So we have to change the approach to teaching and learning so that it will get you as excited about learning. So these are the things that we are working on, and I'm really happy to be here to participate in this ceremony. Some of the team at the OECS have said we had adopted some schools even before my time, the Babono district, and the suggestion is that we should adopt this school here in Roseau as part of the government school. So we look forward to working with you and working closely with the ministry. I'm also very pleased that Mr. Jean-François, who I know from way back, has been a pioneer in pushing IT learning, ICT learning. And for us, that's an important principle too, let me say. We always look to outside for solutions. And sometimes we ignore the expertise we have internally, our own people who have been pushing the envelope before, and we rush for Greeks bearing gifts. Let us value our own and make use of it. But we're very happy that he's involved with this maths initiative, and we will be having discussions with him to follow closely how this initiative goes, because if it succeeds, then it may very well become an OECS initiative. So thank you very much, and it's an honor to be here with you.
Thank you, Dr. Jules. Thank you for setting the context so eloquently. I now invite Dr. Pauline Prosper, Parliamentary Secretary in the Ministry of Education, to make a few remarks.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, students. I'm very happy to see you this morning. And I'm sure you feel good wearing your school uniform, isn't that so? I know some of you on Monday morning will get up very early because school will start for you again. I am also very excited that we can bring some of you in. I would like to recognize Dr. Jules, the Director General of the OECS, Mr. Cyrus Sipal, Chief Education Officer Acting, Mrs. Ale, Education Officer for this district, Mr. Francois, who is managing the Conquer Math program, Ms. Pearl Regis, the principal of Roseau Primary School, Ms. Jenna Sipal, Managing Director, Sipal Holdings, teachers, staff, students, parents, invited guests, members of the media. A pleasant good morning. Good morning. It is indeed a delight to be here this morning representing the Ministry of Education for this very special initiative. We all know the problems, the challenges with the teaching of mathematics in our education system. We all know about the performances that we have not been happy about for quite a while, especially performance of boys. And we know that even some of our teachers are not comfortable teaching mathematics. A lot of people look at mathematics as something which is so difficult. And Dr. Jules would be very much aware of that, having served in the education system. And I don't want to be taken to task, but I always say that he has been our best permanent secretary. I have always said that the combination of Mario Michel and Didigas Jules was the best we've had in St. Lucia, and a lot of people will agree. And therefore, Dr. Jules is well aware of the issues that we face with teaching mathematics instruction. And therefore, this morning, I breathe a sigh of relief to know that the OECS has taken on this initiative and St. Lucia is on board. So there is a ray of hope. And when I heard about teacher training, I was even more happy that we can help our teachers to understand the mathematics and teach it effectively so that our children can develop a love for mathematics. Our children can be motivated to learn mathematics because it will be taught in a manner that they can understand, they can appreciate, and they can enjoy mathematics. And so today, I'm sure that if the Minister Sean Edwards was able to be here, he would have been quite happy to join the moment. Because as Dr. Jules was saying earlier, in some cases students have a device, but they do not have access to the internet and they cannot do much. And even if they have a device, they may not have a program on the device that they can use to help them with their learning. And so we have the right combination. So when we have a device, we have internet access, and we have programs in this device that our children can use to learn, sometimes on their own, and teachers can aid them in learning. I think this is a step in the right direction. And therefore this morning, I want to say thank you to everyone involved. Thank you for this initiative that will redound to better mathematics instruction and better achievement for our students in St. Lucia and in the OECS. Once again, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Prosper. I would like to also recognize the presence of Ms. Gifford, the Math Curriculum Officer from the Ministry of Education, who's also here with us this morning. We've heard a lot about the math initiative, the Conquer Math initiative, and I think at this point, without further ado, I will invite Mr. Gilbert Jeffersois to set the context and give us some more information about this special initiative. Mr. Fassois.
Good morning. Protocol having been established, please allow me to proceed. We are aware that mathematics is a subject that students locally and regionally are battling with, and many of their challenges have been worse through the COVID-19 pandemic. So I was very excited when I heard about this project. I applaud the OECS and the Ministry of Education for stepping up and stepping forward to embrace the use of technology in combating this challenge. I congratulate you on this proactive initiative. I believe the lives of many students across the island will be positively improved as a result of this project. As the local representative for the program that will be used, I would like to share a bit of information with you about it. Conquer Maths is an award-winning online resource for all ages and abilities designed to help students understand and master mathematics. The program breaks topics down into bite-sized lessons and uses videos that are not longer than 10 minutes to teach students concepts and show them how problems can be solved. Students can replay any part of a video as many times as they need in order to master the concept. At the end of each video, there is a question to assess the student's understanding of the topic and to give them an opportunity to practice the skill or principle they have learned. Conquer Maths provides positive reinforcing by awarding students with a certificate that can be printed and kept after they've successfully completed a topic. The platform is created in a way that allows teachers, students, as well as parents and guardians to work to help students fill learning gaps, revise and review, as well as challenge themselves to learn new topics. While Conquer Maths is a US-based program, the management team is invested in the success of our students here in St. Lucia, and taking our needs into consideration, they have modified Conquer Maths to the needs of the Common Entrance Exam curriculum. My family has a love for education. My wife and I, and many of our siblings have served as teachers, and so we understand the need of providing teachers with the support and resources they need. As a result, we have arranged with Conquer Maths to provide free training for teachers using Conquer Maths in order to make them competent and confident in the use of this program. We are delighted to be partnering with the Ministry of Education on this project. We look forward to working with schools and teachers to ensure that students get the support they need to succeed. Thank you for the opportunity to serve.
Thank you, Mr. Jeffersois. I now invite Ms. Pearl Regis, principal of the Roseau RC Combined School, followed by Mr. Lindell Venner, teacher at the Derniere Riviere Primary School, to action the handover of the tablets from the OECS Director General. Thank you, Director General and Principals. We will now have some remarks by Mrs. Pearl Regis, followed by Mr. Venelo from the Derniere Riviere Primary School.
Pleasant morning to all of you here today. Protocol having been established, I wish to proceed with my presentation. It gives me great joy and immense jubilation to have our school be the proud recipients of these tablets and to top it off, participate in the Conquer Math program. For years, our students have been deprived and often restricted due to their low socioeconomic status, which is no fault of their own. For students who have not been fortunate enough to participate in the online learning, these tablets will make it possible for instruction to be imparted to them. It is my vision as principal to see that the stigma which has been attached to this school no longer holds. We will rise above every struggle and hardship. And with such seeds of love being sown at our school, as well as in the hearts and minds of our students, success is inevitable. It is with great anticipation that with the use of programs like Conquer Math and the humble donations from institutions such as OECS, coupled with a dedicated staff, our school will become a force to be reckoned with in District 4. Oh, yeah. I can ascertain that by the end of this school year, notwithstanding the many challenges with which COVID-19 has brought, along with amalgamation of what already existed, our students would have made gains towards mastering key concepts in math, or rather, undoubtedly conquered math. Again, let me take the opportunity to thank our donors profoundly and with great elation. Continue the good alliance that you have begun. I can assure you that these tablets will be put into good use as we continue to improve the quality of instruction to meet the needs of the students at our school. Again, thank you, Dr. Jules and the entire OECS Commission, as well as CPAL Holdings and Mr. Jeffersois, representing Conquer Maths this morning. Again, thank you immensely.